Many people have given up on themselves when the next 15 minutes in their life could have been totally different. And they've made a very bad decision that they can't undo. They go through a stressful situation in their life, maybe for a lot of their life, and they look around and see like there's no answers. There's no way out. There's no exit. How do they escape this thing? This misery, this pain, this poverty, this pressure, especially as a man. Everybody goes through pressure. But I've seen so much pressure on our African American men. And a lot of men grow up in a position or society where men don't talk about their problems. Men aren't supposed to cry. You're supposed to man up, suck it up, and keep it moving. You're the workhorse. You're the one that people depend on. And because they don't cry, they don't talk about it, or if they talk about it, then they feel like they're weak, they're wusses, they're simps, so they hold on to it, and they don't talk about it to their woman because a lot of times their woman put them down for talking about it in the first place. So now men, they shut up. They shut up, keep it to themselves, and they walk around with all that pain, all that turmoil inside. Jack the heck up. Don't know who to talk to. Don't want to talk to a shrink because people might think you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And so you don't tell your woman anything else. Now she wonders why you're all quiet, why you don't talk to her like you used to anymore. Because you tried that and it didn't work out. And so fear of being criticized or looked down upon, you just walk around with it. And that's dangerous as a human being. Dangerous for a lot of men. Because all that pain, all that suppressed emotion has to come out in some form or fashion. It has to materialize. See, emotions buried alive never die. They always come out in some form. And most times they come out in the form of a disease or an illness. Why do you think men don't live as long as women? A lot of men. No, not every man, but it's because they don't talk about what they're going through. They are beaten down, downtrodden. When they talk about it, they're soft. And I see that happen to a lot of men. So if you talk about how you feel, people look at you kind of strange. Right? Especially people from the old generation, where a man's supposed to man up and tough it out. And that's why a lot of them haven't lived so long. If they did live long, now they got chronic aches and pains, chronic diseases and illnesses, and popping tons of medication for taking injections every single day. Or some of them have cancer, or they get a combination of that, or got kidney failure. Because all that stress, all that emotion has to come out through some form or fashion. If you don't talk about it with your mouth, then it's going to be expressed in the body. See, your mouth is the key to save your behind. When you talk, you release. You can release that stress, release that tension. But we're told to shut the heck up and don't talk about it. And that's the problem. And then we got women, not every woman, who want to allow their men to express themselves. If they do, they think they got the wrong man. See, it's okay for the woman to talk about her issues, her problems, and express herself, but she don't want the man to be just like her, expressing his emotions. But he's a human being just like you. He hurts and feels pain just like you. Let that man talk, because if he talks, he'll become a better man, a stronger man. He's more emotionally in tune with himself about how he feels. Because if he doesn't express that stuff, guess what? Then that man starts getting stinking thinking. And that stinking thinking has led to a huge amount of men unaliving themselves. Because they have no outlet. They have no means of expression. They withhold it. They keep it embodied within themselves. And it comes out in the wrong way. The thoughts get all distorted. And they start to think that the only means of escape is to unalive themselves. Last year alone, in a 7-month frame from January to July, there were over 480,000 unalivings. And out of those 480,000, of 400,000, 80% of those unalivings were by men. That's a crazy number. And sometimes a lot of the issues that seem to come from the outside are actually born on the inside. See, the foods you're eating directly impact your emotions, directly impacts your energy, directly impacts your health. The liquids you're drinking do exactly the same thing. So if you're not getting the proper nutrients, it plays a major part in your thought process, in your energy, how you feel, whether you're healthy or not unhealthy. The water you're not drinking enough of causes chronic dehydration. That causes a multitude of problems that can also distort your thought process and put you in a position where you feel helpless. And if you got outside attacks coming from the people you love or coming from your work environment, the same thing happens. Now you got a chronic issue that you're battling with inside. You got an external chronic issue you're battling also. And then it's coming back like a perfect storm. And there's all this pressure. And you're not talking about it. You're keeping it inside. Because it's got to explode. It implodes. And that implosion leads to bad health, kidney failure, cancer, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, obesity, mental health issues, all types of problems. And oftentimes when the pressure becomes too much, the only exit you see is an unaliving. When really all you probably needed in the first place was a good detox, a good cleaning out, a verbal cleaning out where you can talk about what you're feeling emotionally and really express yourself and vomit all that stuff out, get it out emotionally, and then an internal detox where your health can benefit from it. Cleaning out all that intestinal sludge, cleaning your colon out, cleaning those intestines out, getting the proper nutrients, the right hydration. It's going to also help your body flourish. And plus, on top of that, a little bit of exercise. Go for a walk around the park. Lift some weights. Take an aerobic class. Becoming more active because your body is just an extension of your mind. And the way you can keep the mind healthy, you got to keep the body healthy. And talk about what you're feeling. I've been there. I've did it. And I've done it. Your mouth is the key to save your life, family. Man, woman, or child. Talk about it. Express yourself. And stop committing unaliving.